Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. My name's Michelle. I'm with Olive Two Ewe Studios. I'm here typically every single Saturday morning at 9:30 in the morning Eastern time to welcome you to our Saturday morning podcast. If you happen to be watching live, thank you so much for being here live. It's always nice to know that I'm not just talking to myself on Saturday mornings, but if you happen to be watching later as well, welcome to you, because that is the beauty of YouTube. You can watch whenever you like at your leisure. If you haven't already done so, I invite you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. That way you know every single time when I am live here, and it reminds you to go back maybe and catch up on podcasts that you might have missed. I'm just playing with a baseball this morning. I don't know why. Like, I was knitting earlier. Now I'm playing with a baseball. You never know what I'm going to be doing on Saturday mornings. Good morning, Deb and Lydia and Jamie and Martha and Sharon and Valera and Deborah. I love it. Tracy's here. Everybody's popping in this morning. Hi, Judy. Judy's here this morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have some fun things to get to today on this last podcast of August. Do y'all believe it's already August? Like, in my mind, I see the year as like we start out kind of slow and we're like ramping up. And then we hit like the high point of the summer. And then it's like, woo, we just start sliding down the hill towards the holidays. I love the holidays, don't get me wrong, but it's just everything seems like it's going faster and faster. And I don't know about you, but it feels like to me, the older I get, the faster things go. Like, how did that happen? Right? Do you find yourself saying the things your mother said? I find that happening. But today we're going to talk about baseball a little bit, not a lot, a little bit. And we're going to talk about yarn, of course. We're going to talk about things coming up. We're going to talk about the things that you're knitting and crocheting and stitching up and all the fun things. But I want to get started with our August colorways for our 2025 Cancer Awareness series. So our Cancer Awareness colorways typically come late in the month, and this one certainly did. But it is a stunner. And I'm going to talk for a minute about some trends you might have been seeing lately with the Cancer colorways. So the colorways come to us from Sherry and Terry. They're the exclusive dyers for Olive Two Ewe Studios. And it is part of their brainchild, the Cancer Awareness series, to bring awareness to all the different types of cancer throughout the year. Now, the colors are based upon the ribbon colors from the American Cancer Society throughout the year. The American Cancer Society publishes a calendar, and each month is devoted to one or more cancers. I think next month there might be like 8. It's a lot sometimes of cancers that they are highlighting. And so Sherry and Terry make their selections from that. This month happens to be devoted to appendix cancer, and the ribbon is a gold color. And this is the colorway, and it is called Whatever It Takes. I always have to look because I get confused on the names between the large 100-gram hanks and the smaller minis. So that's why I have to look. But it's Whatever It Takes and Take Care of You this month. This is Whatever It Takes. It's this beautiful, really rich and vibrant gold color. It is bespeckled. You'll see some speckles in there, kind of those high def speckles. I love it because you've got some oranges and some oranges, some browns. I thought, yep, a little bit of green in there even. So this is a great colorway for fall. But the other reason that you're going to want to snag this colorway and stash it is because Nancy Victorino is hard at work on the Recipe for Hope pattern/recipe. It's a memorial project that she's been developing for several months now, and it's going to roll out for us to do as an annual project next year for 2026. The reason that it's so incredibly unique and that I love it so much and think it's so important is because into that Recipe for Hope, Nancy has incorporated multiple motifs, or she calls them tokens, that you can utilize in order to denote various brushes with the various cancers, if you will. So for example, if you had someone in your family or a loved one or a friend who perhaps engaged in a battle with appendix cancer, perhaps someone who passed away from appendix cancer, or anything along those lines, there will be a token or a motif for you to denote that in the colorway in your Recipe for Hope pattern. It's up to you completely how you want to customize that and what you want those tokens to mean. And we'll talk more about that when the time comes. But right now, these are the colors that you want to be stashing and putting aside and thinking about as we get ready for that 2026 project. I'm also in the process of developing some ways that we can share some of your stories and memorialize some of those folks in your lives on our website, just to provide sort of a wall of hope for people to go back to. Because I think that telling the stories, sharing the stories of experiences with the various types of cancers is really important. It's important for healing. It's important for awareness. It's important for all of those things. So that's one of the reasons that I really encourage you to go ahead and snag these colorways. So this is Whatever It Takes, beautiful colorway. And this one, I'm going to take the cover off, is Take Care of You, which is such an important narrative to share in the battle with cancer. Whether you are a patient, whether you're a caregiver or a family member, it's so important to take care of yourself throughout your experience and your journey. And this is a beautiful, rich brown color, very tonal, again, in nature. It goes perfectly with Whatever It Takes and helps to share that message. So with this one, with the 100-gram Hank purchase, you do receive the coordinating beautiful stitch marker created by Ann Michael of Twin Mommy Creations. Ann does all of our Salinger Pop Club stitch markers, as well as all of our stitch markers, coordinating stitch markers for our 2025 Cancer Awareness Series. And this month is really special. You should look at the photo in the newsletter because it's gold glitter. So I think that's really, really special. Now, about that trend that you might have been seeing, there are several of these most recent cancers that use a gold ribbon. And I'm really delighted that Sherry and Terry have worked really hard to create sort of these different permutations of gold colors. It's challenging when you've got a ribbon that's the inspiration that does, in fact, utilize the same color. How do you reinterpret that to make it make sense? And they've done a great job. You've seen a lot of gold lately. Soon we're going to be traveling away from the gold, but you'll be able to split these up in projects however you like and create a nice balance, but they're all different shades of gold. And I love that their color expertise allowed them to do that. So you definitely want to stash this. I know I've seen several orders for this already this morning. You don't want to miss out. It's available on multiple bases. And of course, if you subscribed to the 2025 Cancer Awareness Series, as many of you asked for a subscription option, then your colorways have already been sent out to you. I know some of you add the minis on each month, and that's a great thing to do as well. Some months we have more than one mini. The last couple of months we've had one mini along with that series. And I just want to say thank you so much to the Yarny U's. The Yarny U's is our Facebook group, and you all have really supported this project, and I'm so grateful. In fact, it became bigger than we expected, and I'm so incredibly grateful for that. So thank you so much for your support. You all always care. Whenever we roll something out that's community-oriented and caring about others, the Yarny U's always show up. And for that, I'm super, super grateful. The weather's been changing a lot here. It was in the upper 40s last night, actually, which was pretty chilly. The last few nights we've been sleeping with our windows open. Last night we did not. I'm in a sweater today because it's pretty chilly outside, and I have to say I'm loving the weather, but my voice has been getting a little hoarse, and I suspect it's because of all the change in weather. So excuse me if I take multiple sips this morning. I hope you've got something warm and cozy to sip on as well. So, do you have any idea why I've got this in my hand? Anybody want to wager a guess in the comments? Just saying. Do you have any idea what's inside of a baseball? Have you ever looked into what's inside of a baseball? A couple months ago, we found out what was inside of a baseball, and we were completely and utterly shocked. And so we decided, in collaboration with Mary and Marjorie of M&M So Charming, to do our play ball event. And that is next week at Needleworks. So Friday night, this coming Friday night, we will be at Needleworks for our play ball event. And many of you have registered to be there in person, but also more of you, because we're all over the country with the Yarny U's, have decided to have an away game and have your box shipped to you. So those boxes shipped this week. Thanks so much, Judy. Judy says, great baseball box. I'm so glad that you loved it. There were 3 ticket levels. We did standing room only, bleacher seats, or we did the club box or luxury box seats. So your box came to you according to the ticket that you purchased. The kickoff, the sort of pregame, starts at 5:30 on Friday night, just some chit chat, getting to know each other. And then at 6 o'clock is the first pitch. And what we're going to do during that event, we're going to live stream it via Studio X Stream, which is sort of our live event stream, which is a little different than our studio stream. What we're going to do is we're going to be opening your box together and sharing some information with you and taking you on a journey to deconstructing your baseball. So together we can find out what's inside. You received in your box a ticket with 2 QR codes on it. The first QR code on the left takes you to the Ravelry page for a free pattern. We didn't purchase the pattern. It's free for the taking on Ravelry. And there's some good information for you there. The other QR code is extremely important for you to scan. That QR code is going to take you to a page on our website where the Zoom link is there, all the times are there, and some other information about items you might want to have on hand during the Studio X stream as we take a journey through your box and take a journey through this baseball. So that's what's happening on Friday night. That is our play ball event. Super excited about it. Of course, if you did the standing room only, you don't have access to the event, but all of the information will still be available to you, and we'll make sure that you get everything that you need to wander through your box on your own. I'm not sure, I think only just 1 or 2 people did the standing room only, but we'll make sure that you have everything you need to get through your box. It's going to be a lot of fun. Judy, it's perfectly fine that you opened it already. No problem at all. Just have it all handy for the event, and we'll walk through everything together. We've got some great information to share with you. It's going to be a super fun event, and as I've mentioned multiple times, one of the most innovative events that we've ever done at Olive Two Ewe Studios. So that's Friday night. On Saturday is our Solely Socks event at Needleworks as well. So whether you have a circular sock machine, you're a hand sock knitter, or you're just sock curious, or you just want to dye some yarn, we will be at Needleworks. Now, many of you have already registered. There's a lunch option from Panera. There are concessions, which is actually yarn you get to take home with you. There's tote bags. There's all kinds of fun things. But Mary and Marjorie, again, of M&M So Charming, will be on hand. They'll be helping with circular sock machines, but they're also going to be walking you through yarn dyeing. If you'd like to dye some yarn, you can dye 1 skein, you can dye 2 skeins. Heck, you can dye 5 skeins if you want to come and dye some yarn. They are hobby dyers. They're a little more than hobby dyers, but they are dyers extraordinaire. They're going to walk you through hobby dyeing yarn skeins. These are not sock blanks. These are skeins of yarn, loops of yarn, hanks of yarn that you're going to be able to dye. So if you want to come to Solely Socks, you're not interested in lunch, you're not interested in concessions, you're not interested in any of that, you just want to come with the sole purpose of dyeing yarn, we've got you covered. There is a link in your newsletter this morning where you can register just for dyeing yarn on Saturday and learning about that. And if you have any questions, just reach out to me and I'm more than happy to help. But we're looking forward to gathering some yarny use at Needleworks for an in-person event on Saturday and getting together, having some great fun with socks. I'm so excited about all the folks coming. It's going to be a great time. So we're really looking forward to it. Monica's going to be there with us as well, which is going to be a real treat. Monica's a blast to be around. So that's what's happening coming up this week, which means, what does that mean? Michelle's going to twinkle her nose and magically get to Florida from Maine. I wish it was that easy. But what it means is I'm actually flying out of Maine on Thursday, heading down to Florida, having a super busy weekend at Needleworks with all the fun, and then I'll be flying back on Monday. So what that means is, because I am the customer service department, I'm always available by email, but when I'm traveling or something special is going on, sometimes I'm a little slower. So I would beg your grace during that time, but if you need me, do absolutely reach out. Just to understand, I might not be as quick to respond as I normally am because I'll be on the road or in the air or at an event and doing all the fun things. But if you're local, I really hope you'll stop by. Of course, Needleworks will be open for your shopping pleasure on Saturday. And so yeah, stop by, come see us. It's going to be a great time. Okay, I want to get to our whips in a minute because our Super Summer Sweater Make-Along is still ongoing. So that make-along ends on September 9th, and it culminates with a grand prize being given of a $100 gift card to the Olive Two Ewe Studios shop, which I'm super excited about. And you all are doing a fantastic job of posting your pictures. Remember, every single picture that you post of your progress is an entry. Who wants to win the $100 gift card to the shop for free yarn? I'm just asking. I suspect many of you do. I've heard a couple of you say, oh, I'm really hoping that I win that gift card. That's going to be a lot of fun. But before we get to the whips of the Beautifully Basic Tees, I want to remind you that our All Love Unto Ewe pre-order is available right now. This is going to be removed off the site on Monday morning early. So if you didn't get your All Love Unto Ewe when it was available earlier this month, this was one of our birthday colorways. Now is your chance. You can get it on Rawlings, you can get it on Play-Doh, you can get it on Twain. And if you want another base, all you have to do is email me and we'll make it happen. But this beautiful colorway is on pre-order right now because it sold out super quickly. And then I also want to remind you that our mini minis of birthday celebrations have been going super fast as well. We've got some Hawthorne still available. Either Alcott is either sold out or there's one more set. I don't remember which it is. I should have checked, but they are gorgeous. They go perfectly with All Love Unto Ewe. I was talking about this in the Yarny Use this week on Thursday. Beautiful, beautiful colorways, super fun, and they are available as well right now. They are also in your newsletter this morning. So that's a lot of fun happening. It's been a big birthday celebration all month. We turned 8 this month. And yeah, I just want to celebrate all month long. All right, I'm going to show you my progress on the Beautifully Basic Tee, and then we'll get over to the whips. But I'm making progress. I'm trying so hard to get to the sleeve split really quickly because I have that third video to do. I promised you videos along the way. You can see my raglan increases are happening there. So far, I don't think I've made any mistakes with them. Almost all of my BBTs have one little like jog mistake of my raglan increases, but so far I've been pretty much on the money with this one, and I'm very excited. This is our Amber Solstice colorway, and this colorway is what, when I saw it, I was like, I need a BBT in that. And so that's kind of how this whole Super Summer Sweater Make-Along started this year. But there it is. So I'm only, I want to say 16 rows away from doing the sleeve separation. A lot of you are way ahead of me on that. Some of you have already got finished objects. So kudos to you, but this is never a race. Thank goodness, because I'd be in big trouble if it was. But I'm trying to get to the sleeve separation because that's where I really want to do the next video for you. Videos for week 1 and week 2 are posted here on the channel, and there is a playlist for them. So you don't have to hunt for them. And they're pretty clear that they are the Super Summer Sweater Make-Along. Then they're labeled week 1 and week 2. So if you haven't viewed those yet, I encourage you to do them. They're not tutorial videos. They're more just like sort of conversations and commentary about the pattern and my progress, things that I notice, things that help me. So if you maybe haven't knit a sweater before, or you're a little not so confident, or maybe you're a seasoned sweater knitter and you're interested in how other people do things, those are the videos for you. So I encourage you to take a look at them. It's me just rambling along about my progress, but that can be fun. It's always interesting to see how other people manage things. So what I'd like to do now is head on over. So we have our whips, and in addition to some Beautifully Basic tees, there are a few other things we're going to take a look at as well. Okay, leading us off for our whip segment, Debbie Schrank, her first Beautifully Basic tee in a Hallmark holiday in Rawlings. So that was part of a Die Live Plus Club some time ago. She's making some good progress. I see her raglan increases happening there. So that's fantastic. Oops, didn't want to go there. Next up, we've got Tammy Smith. Tammy knits a lot of socks, and it's always interesting to see sort of her combinations of colors. Lately, she's been using a yak yarn to do her toes to make them nice and warm and snuggly. So she's got 2 different pairs this week that she was working on, and they look great always. She must have like the coziest feet around, her and a couple others of you. Cindy Titus, she divided for her sleeve. She's ahead of me on that. But look at that colorway. I love seeing how those colors are sort of melding together along the project. And even you see a little bit of really nice accentuated pooling on that. And those colors are super, super fun. Next up, Beverly Randall. She says that it was almost time. Let's see here. Increases knitting. Oh, she was increased knitting while she was watching the video on Thursday, I think is what I understand that to say. I love these pictures. There are a few of you that always show pictures like where you're knitting or what you're doing at the time. There are a couple of you, I can tell you, who's always drinking tea while they're knitting. I love it. And Beverly's one that we get to see sort of her view while she's knitting. And that's so interesting, I think. Next up, Paulette Radigan. So she said she loves how her contrasting color is making subtle stripes, and it does look really, really good. We talked a little bit about how one of the nice features of this pattern is that you can customize it, and stripes is one of the ways that you can do that, and hers is looking super sunny and happy. Colleen Britt, she's working on a flax sweater. So the flax patterns from Tin Can Knits are also fantastic patterns if you're new to sweater knitting. So maybe you decided not to jump on the Beautifully Basic Tee train right now for the Super Summer Sweater Make Along, but you're still interested in knitting a sweater. The flax patterns from Tin Can Knits are great starting points also. I'd recommend those as well. And I believe there's a worsted version and a DK version. Not sure for sure if there is a fingering weight version, but those are super simple. A lot of newer knitters really gravitate towards those Tin Can Knit patterns because of the clarity of the pattern writing for them. Next up, Jill has been working on her BBT, and she too was ready to divide for her sleeves a day or so ago. So I'd be willing to bet she's already gotten that done. We went on a little trip with Jill while she took her knitting along with her. All right, here we go. So this is Tracy. So she said the lifeline, the frog, and back about 12 rows. Oh dear. There were a few of you who mentioned lately that you've had the frog, but you know, Terry and I had that conversation. It all depends on the mistakes that you find and your tolerance for those mistakes. Some of us, depending on if the mistake is kind of simple, we call it a design element, we chuckle and we move on with our lives. But sometimes it's a bigger mistake and you do want to go back and fix it. And a lifeline is one fantastic way to kind of save your place in a pattern. I highly recommend lifelines, especially if you're doing a more complex pattern, so that you have periodic lifelines that you can frog back to without live stitches being at risk of falling off. It's a great way to secure your stitches as you're knitting along. Next up, Jamie Laurent. And I think, so when I took this photo, she had one sleeve left to go, but I think I might have seen a blocking photo since in the yarn use. So I suspect Jamie's is done. Jamie's one of our super fast knitters who can like bang out a sweater in no time. So well done, Jamie. All right, Lori Ann. So she's one who decided to incorporate those beautiful stripes into her BBT. And I know she was on the fence. She was looking at a red or a blue. And I think the blue was definitely the right choice. It's my favorite. And it looks so good. So she's definitely close to getting on Sleeve Island with that. Martha began working on her snowflake hat. So the snowflake hat is a pattern by Marjorie of M&M So Charming, and the link is down below. All of the links to the patterns that I talk about on the podcast are typically right down below in the show notes. And I just need to tell you that M&M So Charming, they have been busy at work designing patterns. Marjorie's been putting out a lot of patterns. Mary's done some as well. So you want to go onto their website. The link is down below and check out the patterns that they're doing. And one of the things that I love about what they're doing is most of their patterns right now are not just one particular pattern. So the snowflake hat has a matching scarf. I believe it might have matching mittens coming down the pike. I might have overspoke. I don't know if there is or not, or a cow perhaps. So some of them are actually part of collections that they're putting out, which is a great way to sort of leverage a beautiful stitch pattern so that you've got multiple accessories with it. And the snowflake hat is one of those. So that was the free bonus for our very first studio stream with the needle felted snowman. Everybody received a coupon good to get that pattern for free. And Martha picked up some yarn to go ahead and start knitting that up. So I can't wait to see her progress on that. Next up, Lonnie. She was working on the Hiss and Vinegar by Casapinka. She's got all the colorway names out there. And this was one of those patterns that she said she used colors that she wouldn't normally gravitate to, but they were part of a subscription or a box or something along those lines, sort of a mystery. And that is such a great way to kind of step outside of your color comfort zone. We've all got those colors that we gravitate to. I mean, I've been pretty transparent about typically, I like the brighter colors. If you look back kind of in my knitting and crochet history, I've always sort of gone for the brighter colors. And then I went through about, I don't know, maybe about 2 years where I was like, I am in my neutral era. Like everything, I wanted it to be brown or black or just really neutral colors for maximum versatility in my closet. And now I think I'm starting to eye those brighter colors a little bit more. I mean, let's face it, Amber Solstice is hardly a neutral color, right? It's kind of I was really fighting with this week. I'm going to jump down a rabbit hole. I was like, I am not somebody who can wear red really well. I was like, that's not red, right? That's not red. That's more of an orange, right? It's it's not exactly a rust either. It's a hard color to categorize. And I was like, well, I guess some people could call it like a really warm red, which is not my red. Like if I'm going to wear red, it needs to be a cool red with like blue undertones. But I was like, I don't know. I'd be really curious to hear in the comments what color you think this is. Like, I know it's Amber Solstice, but all the colors don't necessarily denote, like they're not the colors that you see in the crayon box. So is that red? Is that orange? What do you think it is? I really want to hear. I'm going to hold it back here in the light. Tell me what that color is. I think it's kind of like a rustier orange without being rust. I don't know. I want to know what the hive mind says about this color. But anyway, so as Lonnie was making the point, sometimes when you do the mystery colorways or the boxes, you don't really know what you're going to get. And it's a great way to sort of be pushed out of your comfort zone. Now, that said, if you're somebody who loves the boxes, but maybe you're a little like, but what if I don't like the color? Y'all, there's so many ways you can use those colors besides knitting yourself up a full-on garment. You can incorporate it into an accessory like as a stripe or a detail. B, if you don't like the color up against your face, don't put it up against your face. Like, don't make it the yoke part of a sweater, but maybe another portion of the sweater. You can always gift the yarn. I mean, there's fiber swaps happening all the time. You can always knit up a gift for it. There's so many different ways that you can use colors that you get that maybe you don't love, that you wouldn't necessarily gravitate towards. But I'm going to give kudos to Lonnie because she went out of her comfort zone and decided to use it in a palette to create something that sounds like she really loves now. So that is really, really neat. So Lydia says it looks like an autumn spice colorway. I like that. And the rest of you are saying a yellow-based red that's been toned, a dark burnt orange, red with orange leaning tones. Yeah, I like those. I think that burnt orange is kind of where I'm leaning to. So Amber Solstice, and I love the tonality of it. It's got such pretty, pretty colors. Reminds me of some of these Canadian fire sunsets. Oh, yeah, but what tragedy. Vermilion. I'm going to have to think about that. I love the name, Amber Solstice. Amber definitely does evoke a color thought in my brain. So it's definitely like that. Oh gosh, look at this. Y'all, I could go down a whole rabbit hole putting colors together. I like those together. Not everybody might. Speaking of mystery colorways, we've got the Thunder Rolls. There's a few hanks of this left in the shop. This was our very first hurricane-oriented hurricane colorway of this season. It's a nice neutral with some of those beautiful speckles. So a great thing to put into your stash. So don't miss out on that. So many things happening. I am so incredibly excited about the play ball event. I know I keep talking about it. These are Rawlings balls. It's very important that you get the right ball too for the event that we're doing. So I'm super excited about this. I saw some of you talking earlier that football starts today. Did I hear that right? It's still August. How is football starting already? I need to hear those stories. That's such a shock to me. But I know the World Series, all of that is a big chatter right now. We've got some Yarny U's that are really into baseball. So I can't wait for the play ball event. It's going to be so much fun. So much fun. I hope wherever you are, you're staying cool if you're in a hot climate. I hope you're staying warm if you're in a cooler climate. We actually went yesterday and spent some time. I know some of you are always asking questions about our life here in Maine as we're getting acclimated. We went yesterday and met with Maine, Central Maine Generators, I think it's called, and talked to them about getting a whole house generator. And then they're on the schedule to come and give us an estimate and look at everything. And then we also went to the fireplace store, which is conveniently located at the end of our road. This was our second conversation with them about fireplace installation. So they're going to be coming, and I think we might do both, a full house generator and a fireplace. And we're leaning towards not a fireplace, a stove, and we're leaning towards a gas stove. And then we also talked to the folks about getting me a gas range finally. So I'm excited about that because cooking on a gas range is a lot of fun. So we're finally doing the things that we need to do to get ready for winter. I was reading today a story about an ice storm here in Maine in 1998 where a lot of people were without power for 2 weeks. And it's like, oh my goodness, 2 weeks is a long time to not have access to your water well or your heat source. So we're like, yeah, we definitely have to get on the stick and get ready for the cold winter up here in Maine. But I'll be heading to Florida later this week where the temperatures are going to be up high. So I won't be wearing things like this. Absolutely not. So there we go. Good morning to you. Happy Saturday from Alabama. Oh, thank you for the compliment on my sweater. So this is my dark water. It's a pattern by Jen Steingass. Somebody said, sit up so we can see the whole thing. It's always hard to kind of get the camera exactly right, but it's dark water, a really nice colorwork sweater. It just is one contrast color. The link is down below in the show notes. If you're interested in it, it's great. It's not a difficult pattern. Jen Steingass writes some fantastic patterns. You do typically have a little bit of short rows. I lean towards German short rows for them, but not a difficult pattern. You might remember that my mid-coast sweater, also that sort of blue with the orange in it, is also a Jen Steingass pattern. So there is that. Martha says, be sure to have enough propane storage to run a generator. Absolutely. That is on the calendar as well to get larger propane tanks for sure. For sure. So all kinds of fun things happening in the Yarny U's. If you haven't joined our Yarny U's Facebook group, I really, really encourage you to go ahead and do that. There's no drama. There's no politics. It's a super supportive group. It's right on Facebook, Yarny U's, 2 words. And the link to that is down below as well. And it is a great, great thing to do. Now, if you're traveling with us to Scotland, we are leaving in less than a month to Scotland. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm going to Florida and then I'm back for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then we head out to Scotland. We're really looking forward to it. So if you're traveling to Scotland with us, never fear. CIE Tours, which is the wonderful tour company that we partner with for these tours, has shipped all of your goodies. So your backpack, your luggage tags, all of the things that you get, your final itinerary, which is still always subject to change when you're traveling overseas, your final itinerary. They typically also ship the electric converters and all the things that you need, lanyards and name tags and all those fun things. Those are coming to us. And then we're going to add a few things to it for fun, for a little bit of swag. And then we're going to ship those directly out to you. So you'll have it in time to hop on your plane and get ready to meet us in Scotland. You typically also get like a luggage strap to make sure your suitcase doesn't open up and all those sorts of things. I will be sending a final email to you in the next week, probably, if you're traveling to Scotland with us, just to double check that you've got your ETA all set. That's attached to your passport. That's a visa sort of thing that you do online via an app for the UK, and that you double check and make sure that your passport does not expire any closer than 6 months out from our return date. That is very, very important. We've got everybody's plans. I'll also be emailing the exact meetup time that we're going to be meeting at the Edinburgh airport, as well as the transfer times to head back to the airport. So all those details will be coming to you soon in an email. It's going to be a great time. I know I've had several conversations with you getting ready for your packing and all the fun things that we're doing to get ready for Scotland. Our vendors have been emailing me. They're all excited to see us. I'm looking forward to the food. I'm just going to be really transparent. I've had several conversations with some vendors that are providing some food for us at Solway Woolscapes. They're doing a Taste of Scotland lunch for us. And then, of course, the wonderful farmhouse tea at Kitchen Coos and Ewe's, afternoon tea at the Balmoral in Edinburgh, and some other things. So I've been posting a few fun links in our private Scotland Travelers Facebook group as well. You know, things like how to pronounce Edinburgh. No, it is not Edinburgh. It's Edinburgh. And I don't even say it properly either. But some fun kind of things. So you kind of to whet your appetite about our trip to Scotland. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here this morning. My name's Michelle. I'm with Olive Two Ewe Studios. I'm here typically every Saturday morning at 9:30 in the morning. All the links to everything you need are down below. If you have not already done so, I also encourage you to go to our website and go ahead and subscribe to the newsletter. That shows up on Saturday mornings and has all the details that you need right there. One other thing I forgot to mention, but is in your newsletter, I wanted to make sure I mentioned this. I think I skimmed over it earlier. The very first Fiberside Chat is already scheduled for September 14th. It's going to be really, really good. Justyna Lorkowska is going to be there discussing her new book, which is Seasons of Stitches. She's going to be talking about the inspiration behind it. You can scan the QR code on your screen right now, or the link is actually in your newsletter. I'll be posting the link also on our Facebook page. It's a great time. The Fiberside Chats are wonderful. This is one that will be recorded. The link will be emailed to you after the live Fiberside Chat, and then you will, it'll be emailed to you after the Fiberside Chat, and then you'll have 1 week in order to watch it in the event that you weren't able to attend live. When you do register, there's a drop down and you get to choose your local yarn shop. And when you do that, I'd really appreciate it if you chose Olive Two Ewe Studios. We get a little support out of that, and it means the world to us. So it's already time to start registering for the fall Fiberside Chats. Can you believe it? That's what I was talking about. It's going so quickly. All right, everybody. I hope you have a fantastic Saturday. Have a great time. Keep stitching, whether you're watching all the sports happening or whatever. Get cozy. Make sure that you're stitching up a storm, and I will see you in the Yarny Ewes. Take care. Have a great Saturday. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.